Hey guys, I'm here at Tavernier Creek Marina this morning. The absolute best marina in the Florida Keys. The absolute best. Best location, best everything. And I'm very biased, by the way. So, okay, let's get started with a fishing report here. So I've been getting in what charters I can with the wind, and everybody's in the same boat. So literally, it's been very windy. What do we got going on? So I fished this week. We had some rough weather on the first day I fished, but we made it work. We caught some beautiful mutton snappers, okay? Beautiful mutton snappers. And what I seen, I did a little patry fishing. It wasn't all that great, honestly. It just wasn't. This is a time of year where I'm not a huge fan of patry fishing. The fish start to migrate. The nighttime's the best time to do the patch reefs. Also, too, I feel that your best patry fishing right now is off of Carey's Fort and down off of Layton. Okay, very good fishing down towards Marathon. Okay, always good down there. Very little fishing pressure, by the way. Very little. So very good fishing down there off those patch reefs. More down towards the bridges and all that good stuff. So, okay. So as far as what I did with this week, we did some Wahoo fishing. And I got a couple bites. I don't know what they were, a couple mystery bites, but I only spent a couple hours doing it. This time of year, I don't like to spend very long Wahoo fishing. I just spend a little bit of time. If I don't get one, I don't get one. If I don't, I move on. So I do a lot of bottom fishing this time of year because that's what my clients love to do. Okay, that's what they love to do. So we're doing a lot of mutton snapper fishing because that's in season. Okay, and that's what's around. That's what's around. So with that, we're catching a few porgies and some vermilion snappers. And I get asked a lot, well, why am I not yellowtail fishing? Well, honestly, I like to do what the client likes to do the most. And my clients love to fish the bottom for mutton snappers, porgies, and the occasional vermilion snapper. So once in a great while, I'll get the request to go yellowtail fishing. But I do like to customize my trips based on what's biting. So that's how I operate. That's how I always operated. So I love to do what I can for the clients as far as what's biting. I'm very honest with them. So yeah, and I do love the yellowtail fish. I do love it, especially this time of year because that's when the big yellowtails show up. This coming moon is going to be special. I do believe there is going to be some really big yellowtails caught because the spawn is going to happen. Now, what's tricky is that the water temperatures are a little cooler this season. They're 2 degrees, 3 degrees cooler than they were last year at this time. So what's that going to do to the spawn? It might be a little bit later. I don't know. Something to keep in mind. We'll see. But they are biting very good. They are biting very good. So it just depends on the time of the day, the sun, all that other fun stuff that goes with yellowtail fishing. I do have a new blog out for beginner yellowtail. It's going to be a series. So right now I've got on there this rods, it's simple stuff that you can get started if you're a beginner. Now, if you're an experienced yellowtail fisherman, you might see some things in there that you don't know. It's all about knowledge. Knowledge is the key to success in any job. So the more you know, the more you can have in your back pocket, the better off you are. Okay. So what's happening with the dolphin fishing? Everybody's starting to get dolphin fever. I started seeing guys going dolphin fishing. We're starting to see those hard rips come in with the spring. It happens every season. I haven't seen that right rip yet that I like for wahoos and all that other stuff, but there's some nice blackfins out there as well along those rips that make a good day of it, and you might find an occasional slammer. So, but your bigger dolphin right now are out towards 650 to 750, and they're on frigate birds, okay? They're on frigate birds this time of year. Now, if you see somebody come back with a 40-pound dolphin and they have a small wahoo, potato, tomato, whatever you want to call them, they all eat the same. I like those small wahoos. They're very, very tasty. But if you see that with a triple tail, that means that guy probably caught that dolphin on debris. So I am very honest about that. If I catch a big dolphin and it's on a floater, I'm letting you guys know, okay? Because it can be luck. It's luck to find a floater, okay? But also too, what you'll find is you'll find debris fields that'll move through, and you'll know what time this stuff is happening. So if you can figure out the timing, where to be, that's why satfish is a very good tool this time of year. You can figure out where that 80 degree, I like 80 degree water for dolphins, 78, 79 around there. And that's what I seen this week. I saw the water temperatures creep up just a little bit with that hard southeast wind. And I found nice schoolies in, I'd say they were 24 inches to the fork of the tail to 26. And those fish were in 120 foot of water, spraying flyers off a French reef at 9 o'clock in the morning. I did not see them in the morning. The frigate birds dropped out of the sky at 9 to 10, and there they were. So we didn't fish much for them because the clients didn't want to do it. So, and I'm okay with that. Whatever they want to do. Some people don't like to eat the fish, and I get a lot of people that are very palate sensitive, I call it, about what they like to eat. So, and I understand that. And some days that's all there is to catch a dolphin. So you have to give your charter boat guide some slack a little bit when it comes to what's biting, because if you get too picky on what you want and it's not happening, then you could come home with no food. So, and a guide, at least for myself, if I know a client's flexible, I'm going to do what I can, and I'm going to say, hey, this is where we're at with time, and it's probably best if we go check out another species, okay? Because in the end, it's not the guide's fault if that fish isn't there. That includes running out to 1,200 feet of dolphin in the month of April, running out the 1,200 feet of water to way out there in the month of April, and no fish. Very good possibility, unless you're going sword fishing. A lot of guys are very successful with big dolphin this time of year because they're out there, they're sword fishing all day, and the fish usually swim up to the boat. And that's how it works. All my dolphin really came last year when I was spot locked in 150 foot of water and off of Key Largo, off the Bib and the Duane wreck, middle of the day, mutton snapper fishing. Client looked down and said, there they are. And we started casting dead baits to them, and we loaded up with dolphin. While on the bottom, we were hooked up with muttons. That's how it works. I'm very honest about that. I want it to be on. I'm very honest about the way things go out there. So it is, and the nature of the charter boat guide wants to hunt, okay? And he wants to hunt the biggest fish he can. So this time of year, the guys that have dolphin fever are going to run way out there. They could have a very successful day one day, and then the next day, you see them at the dock. They're like, oh, I'm going to go out there next day and we're going to crush them. Well, it's kind of inconsistent fishing right now. Kind of depends on what the moon's doing, what the current's doing. And you'll see a guide that'll stay on them because he knows where they're at and he knows what time they're moving through. So the new moon, if you guys are looking to go dolphin fishing, the new moon I do feel is the absolute best time to track and hunt big dolphin in the Keys. I see it every year. That's when the biggest fish are caught on that new moon phase. You can go back and check. You can see when they come through. There's no secrets anymore. So hence why I don't post the way I post anymore, because I know that people have caught on to when the fish are coming through. So that's how it works. Okay, so we've got triple tail that are starting to migrate. This time of year is a fun time to go out there and look for triple tail offshore. They will migrate, and I've seen them migrate in packs out there. It can be so much fun. Okay, so soon we'll see fish start to switch over to turtles, and soon, it's just all that kind of fun stuff that happens as far as the dolphin migration goes. The best thing that you guys can do is to get satfish or get some sort of SST chart, and you can see where those hard temperature edges are at offshore, and then you just plug in the digit and go. They'll hold, if those edges are holding there for 2 to 3 days at that 80 degree water temperature, something's going to happen. What time? Who knows? It could be 8, it could be 2. It just depends on what time the fish start moving, and that's how it works. So also too, that down in Marathon in the morning that they'll do well. And if they're doing well down in Marathon in the morning, 9 times out of 10, those fish are going to travel that same path and be up in Islamorada at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because they're moving. They're moving. So that's you just got to do the current calculations and all that to be smart about it. So in this day and age, like I said, there's no secrets. So you just got to do a little bit of math and look and do your homework, and that's where they're at. So and then hope they're large enough to put in the box. So I did see packs of some what I call fiddlers, little fiddler dolphins, chicken dolphin. I like to call them fiddlers, little fiddlers, small ones. That's what my granddad used to call them. Ah, it's a fiddler. Throw that damn thing back. And I was like, can we eat it? So anyhow, so can you eat it? Can we eat it? Those are the people that come aboard, and they usually catch a monster dolphin, and they look at me, or a monster wahoo, and the first thing they say is, can we eat it? So those are the people that catch some really big fish. Just saying, that's how it works. Sometimes. But okay, what do we got on the like I said, on the bottom, the April and May, the mutton snappers, vermilions, large vermilion snappers. It's just that time of year where they like to eat pink socks. Dip a little bit of that pink sauce in some bonito blood, put it on a hook, there you go. And if you believe that, then that's my late April Fool's trick. Don't do that shit. Don't do it, okay? Oh my God. But April and May are excellent fishing. Nighttime is listen, nighttime you can do some serious damage on fish. So a lot of people are figuring that out, but I'm gonna tell you like this little story, and I'm not gonna really talk too much about it. But if you pressure a spot, those fish will move now. If you keep doing that, then you won't have that spot again. Just because one year it's good doesn't mean next year it's going to be good, because the fish will rotate around and they'll be there, different angle, they'll move around a lot. So don't be that guy that continuously hammers an area. Just move around. Got to have good bank spots. Got to. If you don't nowadays, and you're coming down here and you've been fishing the same area for how many years, and then somebody's going to figure out where it's just the nature of how things are going, and don't get frustrated. I mean, I used last year, man, I would be so angry. I was so like, I mean, I'll share a little story. I had a spear diver jump in on me as I was fishing the Barbara Ann wreck earlier in the week. He lined up with me and he jumped in and came through while I had hook and line in the water. I mean, it is what it is. It's open ocean. I'm not like, my days of getting angry are over. But I do have to watch out for liability and so forth. So I just tell my clients, hey, this is what we got, and we just leave. Because it's not worth it, injury and stuff. I don't want to run the risk of something happening. So it's dangerous. I don't care what anybody says. When you're fishing and you have somebody in the water by you, I just don't want to be that guy. So I just leave. And I don't raise a ruckus either. Not worth it anymore. So as I've gotten older, I've chilled out a little bit. So a couple years ago, I probably would have lost my shit. But anyhow, so it is what it is with the fishing. It's just, there's plenty of fish to be had out there, and it's just the nature of what we got. As far as the spear diving community, the fishing community now, and just all the different boats, and everybody just trying to, go out there and have a good time and put some fish in the box. So, yeah, all good. So. If you spear them, then you spear them. If you catch them rod and reel, you catch them rod and reel. All good. Okay. May 1st coming up, grouper fishing. Everybody knows what that's all about, so I don't really have much else to say today. But it's windy. Work on your tackle this weekend. Watch the podcast. I talk a lot about bait. It's a good time to start prepping for bait. Okay? Figure it out. And I want you guys to be successful, especially it costs so much money to go fishing now. So much. And with all this stuff that's going on in the world, the prices are coming up on gear. We're going to see that here I believe here in 2 weeks we'll start seeing prices increase, is what I've been hearing through vendors, through wholesalers that have contacted me. So things are going to go up. But you still make the most out of your time on the water. That means you prepare, you be smart about what you're using, and you study. And for people coming down for a week, there's no guarantees on the weather either, so you've got to have a backup plan. Everybody wants to go offshore, but you've got to have a plan. And your backup plans can be fishing the bridges. It can be fishing in the back somewhere. Just know that. You can go to the bridge, you can make a good day, catch some beautiful mangrove snappers to the south, down in Layton. That Layton area is very good. Some really good structure in the back there. So just pull up the maps and look. You got Seymour, you got Navionics. There's no they lay it all out for you. So just know that you have to like do a little bit more work than you wanted to than you did 5 years ago, and that's what it's all about. It keeps your mind working. It's more of a challenge, but that's fishing. So that's what keeps people coming back. So but start preparing, start learning about that. You have YouTube now, you can learn about the bridge spots. There's so many different bridge videos down there. I also have a very good blog on bridge fishing. Okay, a very good blog. I've laid it all out with you with tides. The trick is to fish the bridge is about the tides. Also the moons, okay? It's very windy now. Those fish are gonna get pushed in down there at Channel 5, Channel 2, Layton, down there at Tom's Harbor, all those bridges to the south. So make a plan. The tarpon are starting to move through. I've seen like massive amounts of tarpon come through Tavernier Creek. Have some fun. Go down there and do that kind of stuff. And like I said, if you're serious about catching like some 20 to 22 inch muttons, like those fish eat pink socks down there. They are, all you need some chum, that's it. But you're also setting yourself up, and they get around the pilings down there. They like certain pilings more so than other ones because there's small reefs there. You got to know which ones are there. You start doing your homework, okay? And that's in that bridge fishing blog. I share some secrets on how to find spots, those bridge spots that are producing. So, yeah. Also, too, if you want to rent a boat and do it on your own, we've got all these beautiful boats here at Tavernier Creek Marina by Anchors Away. So I've got also I wrote a blog about renting a boat too. Very good. So that's all I got. That's it. So if you like conversations like this, you want to know what's going on a more frequent basis, real time, then you might be interested in the Good Karma Fishing Club. Okay? And yeah, it's windy. That's all I got. And remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.